Assalamu alaikum, you are tuning into her Chronicles. For the next hour, I will be speaking to Zoya about her journey to Umrah, what her experience was, how she felt being on the blessed pilgrimage, and her advice on how to make the most of being on the holiest place on earth. So, Zoya, why don't you introduce yourself a bit?
So my name's Zoya and I'm 19 and I'm currently studying psychology in the Uni of Leicester.
Okay, so Zoya, you went to Umrah. Alhamdulillah, you completed it, I believe, in December, didn't you?
December time.
So how did you feel about initially going to Umrah? Because it's a huge thing in a Muslim's life. You?
I think when obviously you find out you're given such opportunity, alhamdulillah, it's exciting but nerve-wracking same time.
It must have been,
I was
yeah.
very nervous because in ways I felt like I wasn't prepared. In terms of, I feel like a lot of people have said that you need to know all the du'as and you have to kind of be perfect. But I was kind of scared. I didn't know everything. But I guess it's just a learning journey, so it takes time to learn everything.
Yeah.
And I'm happy I went because I definitely learned a lot more. And that was one thing that was kind of scaring me, that I didn't know everything, like 100%.
Yeah. So at times you didn't feel like very prepared to go. Is there anything you did do to kind of, have a better insight into Umrah and why Muslims even need to do this pilgrimage?
So obviously I searched up everything about it because I did know bits of it, but I didn't know everything like 100%.
Yeah.
So I bought the Umrah guidebook, first of all, and I'll say that was very useful. It had everything in there, like all the du'as, like for example, what you need to read when you're going around the Kaaba and, du'as when entering, the masjid and everything like that. And, how you need to dress, what you can do and what you can't do, and it had everything. So that was something that was very useful and helped me throughout that.
Yeah, so that was like the perfect guideline for you.
Yeah.
That did that make you feel like a lot more prepared? Like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Did you kind of make a dua list of all the people you're gonna pray for and what you want?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really pray much for myself. It was more about others and like family and like when you're going Umrah,
Yeah, but
everyone's just like,
subhanallah, that's really good that you're always thinking about your family and your friends and what they want to happen in their lives.
yeah. Obviously, I think when you pray for others, what you want, eventually Allah will give it because you're thinking about others before yourself. You put others before yourself, and not everyone does that. So I think that's something that that gives me happiness.
Yeah, so like what was your biggest highlight, I think, of going to Umrah? If you can think of it. It was probably the whole journey, but if you could think of one thing that happened there that really summed up your whole journey.
I think, obviously, I think this is the same for a lot of people. I think when I saw the Hana Gaba, that was just, there's no words to describe it.
Yeah.
It's like, you have no thoughts, no nothing. It's like you're speechless in a way because, they say the first dua you make, it becomes true. I didn't know what I was going to say. I was speechless. Yeah. I was just staring at the Kaaba in amazement. Like, it was so beautiful.
You were staring in awe, like, was it like I can't believe I'm here right now, or like this doesn't feel real?
That's when it hit me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, is it hitting you? Like, has it hit you yet that you're going to Saudi?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't hit me at all. Like, the day before I'm going, no, I'm not getting a feeling like that. It hit me when I saw the Kaaba. That's when it hit me like, yeah, I'm here right now.
That put it all into perspective.
Yeah.
Like I was meant to be here for a reason right now. But yeah, what was your experience then, like going to Umrah from, the beginning of your journey, like the traveling process? Traveling process must have been hard as it's quite long and draining.
Yeah, it was so draining, but it was all worth it, alhamdulillah. Like, I think our plane journey was around, counting the time we had to stay in the airport, around 12, 13 hours, all like, the traveling time.
Oh, wow.
And then something that was really tiring, as soon as we got there, we had to complete our Umrah. as soon as we landed.
Yeah.
So that was something really tiring, but I think you don't really feel it as much. Like, no matter how tired you have motivation to do it. It doesn't stop you or get in the way.
Yeah. In a way, I think you're probably energized. All your
Yeah.
energy comes back as soon as you step foot into Saudi Arabia, probably. Is that kind of what you felt?
Yeah. So it's like, you just get this random, like, energy and motivation.
Yeah.
It's like, it's undescribable, like, in words, I'll say. But one thing, that I had in mind, like, because, our hotel, we could see the Hana Gaba and the view from the balcony. And
Oh, wow.
so we had the curtains on. So that was one thing that I was, scared about. I didn't want to see it from the balcony. I wanted to go see it in person.
Yeah.
So I was just trying not to look, but I was so tempted to look.
Oh, wow. So you just wanted the first image to be you actually standing there
Yeah.
in person looking at it, Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually such a beautiful thing. You're just like, no, I'm not going to see it. I need to see it when I'm in the best headspace. I'm actually going to see it in my, for my eyes. But yeah, that plane journey must have been hard though, because I'm not a good flyer. Like, I just don't really like flying. Are you a big, like, do you have that fear of flying, or are you cool?
I'll say I don't really have a fear, but when the plane lands or we're flying off, that's when my heart drops.
Yeah.
I find it really, scary and nerve-wracking. But alhamdulillah, the journey was good. Because I was just, reading that Umrah guidebook again
Mhm.
and all the du'as I should know during that journey. So I think, it went quite quick than what I would have expected.
Yeah, and that obviously must have made you feel a lot more prepared.
Yeah.
And kind of
definitely.
gave you more motivation as well, and more probably excitement as well. But what did you have an itinerary, or were you guys kind of just going with the flow, obviously still completing your umrah, or did you like split the time you were in like Mecca or Medina?
I think it was all planned.
Yeah.
In terms of, okay, 1 week we're going to stay in Mecca and 1 week we're going to stay in Medina. So that was kind of planned. And obviously hotels, everything, that was obviously planned. And we've got a family member in Saudi. So we didn't really have to stress about, that we've got no one there and we're new to the place.
Yeah.
But when we went Mecca, like, we didn't know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But Medina, our family member was there. So it made it a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure, because
Yeah.
they know everything, kind of, get a better sense of the whole city and everything. So you must have felt a bit more apprehensive when, you didn't know anyone else.
Yeah. So we had someone there.
Yeah, but you had someone there. So what were the best and kind of worst aspects, do you think, of Saudi Arabia?
The best aspect, I think, the journey itself, seeing the holy place and, seeing where our prophets, the life they had, what they went through. Because it's very easy to say, yeah, this is what our prophets went through and so and so. But when you see the places, they fought, for example, and where so many were killed, that's when it hits you.
Yeah. Like, wow, this all happened. This is all real. I'm seeing for the first hand time, like, all the hardships they went through, and the rich history we have of Islam. The foundation is all there.
Yeah. And just being blessed to kind of be there.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously, not everyone gets this opportunity, and inshallah, everyone does. But I think it's just a matter of, when Allah wants you to be there, everyone has their timing. But in terms of the worst, I won't say that there was any worst parts of being there.
Oh yeah, of course.
But obviously just not knowing your way around for a couple of days and, because the language, they speak Arabic there.
Oh yes, it's definitely the language barrier. And
Yeah.
just everyone from all over the world has come, so you must have heard a range of different languages.
Yeah, so obviously when you ask someone for help, some people don't understand what you're saying, and it's just like,
Yeah.
even when you speak in English, they don't quite understand. So that was something that was difficult. But you just get your head around it, you
Yeah.
understand in a matter of days. So it's okay that way.
I mean, it must have been so busy there, though. I mean, It's always gonna,
It was very busy.
yeah.
Busier than I thought it was. And obviously, I'm not really used to such a busy environment. So when I went there, I think you just kind of had to, get adjust to it in a way. Because
Yeah.
obviously, when you see it, you think, you can cope with it, but it's packed. Like, when you're doing your umrah,
Must have been so overwhelming.
yeah, like sometimes you're so close to people when you're doing your umrah, especially because everyone's just doing their own thing and it's so packed. And like sometimes you get pushed, but obviously, in that sense, it's not like a sin if you do get pushed around.
Yeah.
Take it as
There's no
reward.
bad intentions,
Yeah.
I would say.
It's like everyone's just doing their own thing and it's busy, so
Yeah.
they don't realize.
I think as long as you're being respectful and, you're not, it can be like people can be invading your personal space at times because it is so crowded. You got your people pushing because they're in their own world, like you said, they're in their own headspace. They want to complete everything they want to during, their holy time. But yeah. So, what advice do you think you would give to those going to Umrah?
I would say definitely get the Umrah guidebook. That was very useful for someone like me, who knew bits and bobs, but not everything. So I think that was something that really helped me. And even, when you're going, you're in the plane or you're, traveling to Makkah, then that comes in handy because, you've just got it on you and it's something you should carry with you.
Yeah.
So that's what I done. That came in very useful. And I'll say, if you're not someone who likes to read a lot, maybe watch videos, whether that's on social media like TikTok. I used to watch some TikTok videos. Like, people, they do like, videos where they explain what they took to Umrah and
their guide and how
Yeah.
to navigate it. That
Yeah.
can be quite good as well. But I think you went about it in the best way and like actually getting all your information from the books. Because I feel like you had a deeper connection then by actually reading it and holding the book. Do you think?
Yeah, but if I'm honest with you, I'm not really someone who can read.
Yeah.
So that book, I'll say, it was very handy because it's not really like, it's not got a lot of content to it. It's
Yeah,
more
that's true. It's not
simple.
overwhelming with
Yeah,
information.
Because sometimes there's books and it's got so much content. People don't understand what it says, but that book is so, simple and easy to read. It's just straight to the point, and I think it's really good. It's good for any age range, I'll say, even if it's kids. Like, it's not like it's got anything like, some terminology that's really, hard for kids to understand. So I think that was really useful.
Yeah, definitely. Try and source your information from whatever you see best. Some people want to watch Islamic videos and, maybe go on TikTok and look at other people's guides of how they navigate it because, it's a shortened down video, but all the information's in it and they set it, like they do it step by step, which makes it a lot more easier, I think. But what has been the most significant lesson you have learned from your pilgrimage?
The main message I learned, I think, is life's too short, to hold grudges or anything against anyone. And if I'm honest, I didn't want to come back to this.
I don't blame you.
It's not even the fact that, we got work here, we've got uni or whatever it is. It's just that the level of peace you get there,
Yeah.
I don't think you can get that anywhere in the world.
No.
Obviously, I'm not so religious, like 100%, like, how you should be. I think no one is. But when you go there, it's just I don't even think, like, anyone who goes there, they wouldn't want to come back.
Yeah.
Like, not back to this life.
It's literally their heart is beating. It's almost like it belongs there and it doesn't want to return back to, home because there's a new sense of home now.
I think that's the actual home, if I'm
Yeah.
honest. This is just temporary. That's
This
the
is
real home.
temporary.
And blessed are the people that live there and, that are so close to Allah. I think it just becomes a routine there. Here, like, you might see some people don't have time to pray. Some, everyone's in their own struggles. But there, it's just like everyone prays on time. They make time for family. Like, everything's just so good there.
The Ummah's united as
Yeah.
one there. which is so interesting to see when you compare like lifestyles, I think, to here compared to like in Saudi Arabia. It's just so different as well. Like when you were saying about peace, I don't think you can really find peace here because our ummah isn't united as one. Whereas if you go there, there's so much peace that your heart feels at ease. So it's crazy. What was probably like the biggest lifestyle difference between the UK and in Saudi Arabia? Probably like the
Um,
calmness you were saying.
yeah, the calmness. I'll say the way you dress. That's a
Yeah.
big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to wear a baya at all times. In a sense,
Yeah.
even if you wear, you know, traditional Pakistani clothes or whatever your traditional clothes are, you can't wear that. You have to fully be covered and wear a baya, even when you're going out for shopping. So that's
Yeah.
something that was, you know, kind of hard to
Mm.
cope with in a way. Because, like, you know, when you're going shopping and you have to wear the abaya. But, I mean, it was good in a way.
Yeah. How did you
So,
feel though? Being in a buyer's as well. Did you feel like a new sense of yourself? Like, who is this?
you know how some people say you don't feel you? I'll say that definitely was not me. I felt me, even in
Mm.
abaya.
Do you
And
feel like confident
yeah,
and
you do.
comfortable?
I don't think it
Yeah.
affects you in any way. In fact, it makes you proud of who you are. You know, it identifies you. You're a Muslim,
Yeah.
and you know you feel protected.
Mm.
Because there's a
Definitely.
reason why people wear abayas. It's not just there for the sake of it. It's there to cover you, to protect you. It's, you know.
Yeah. And it must have felt like empowering seeing all the other women also wear like abayas and everything like that. Is because, obviously that people do wear abayas here and everything, but I think compared to there where that's just the whole fashion scene and everything, and that's the way women choose to dress and they're not oppressed for that because they choose to dress like that. So it must have been like a sense of empowerment.
Yeah, it does. And it makes you feel proud. Because I think the society you're in, the area you're in, the country you're in, it makes a big difference. Something like, you know, a bias and a hijab there is made to make you feel proud. You know, you're made you're motivated to do it in a sense.
Yeah.
Here, on the other hand, it's like some people see as oppression. I mean, it's their choice, but you know, just because the culture's kind of different here, they see as oppression.
Yeah.
But there, it's different, and you willingly do it there. You know, because they're so close to Allah, and you know, it's the journey. I think it's everyone's journey in a way, if they want to wear hijab or not. And you know, everyone will get there, but I think it really depends on the country you're in as well.
It really does.
Because
And
it's a norm there, in a sense.
yeah.
It's like you have to wear it, and you know, so you're motivated to do it. But here, it's like there's not a norm to wear it.
Mm. And in a way, here some people would look at you weirdly because they're like, what is she wearing? What is this fabric that's completely covering her head to toe? But there is seen as such a beautiful thing and such a normal thing, like you said. So it's interesting to see how it's two different perspectives, and it's one perspective not being educated enough, and one perspective, in their deen wanting to look the best but still be modest and wanting to please God all the time as well.
Definitely.
What would you say the most useful things are to pack when going to Umrah?
Definitely pack a few abayas, like 3, 4.
Yeah,
I was told
these
to,
staple ones that you
I
can
was
just
told to
rewear.
pack 1 or 2 and buy some from there. I don't think you should do that. I think you should buy a few from here.
Yeah,
And
so you are just ready to go.
yeah, because you know sometimes, you know, when you're so into it, you're completing your umrah. You know, next day you're going to see another holy place, a masjid, for example. You don't really have time to go shopping. You don't have time to look for another abaya. So just to be prepared, I'll say definitely get like 3, 4 abayas from here, and you know, other like holy books, like the Umrah guide, for example, like I said, that's really useful. You don't even need to pack that. You can literally carry it with you in a bag, you know, as long as you don't put it on the floor or something.
Yeah.
So like it's not disrespected in any way. And I'll definitely say slippers because it's quite hot there. Don't carry your trainers.
Oh my, did you do that?
I carried my trainers, and that's a mistake I made. I don't know why I carried my trainers. I thought I was gonna wear trainers there, but obviously it's a different atmosphere there and like a different environment.
Yeah.
I don't really like wear trainers. More.
It must have
slippers,
been
and it's
harder though,
hot.
carrying around your trainers as well.
I mean, it wasn't consuming a lot of space.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know why I took them because I didn't wear them at all. It was more of slippers. So I'll say definitely pack slippers and, you know, other bits and bobs. Your own towels, I'll say. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're not going to go looking for towels there. So I think it's important
No.
that you carry your own, even if it's like shampoo and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You can get it from there, obviously. But, you know, again, first few days, you won't know where to go. And obviously,
Exactly.
the hotel gives you it. Like, you know, depending on the hotel you book. But I'll say carry your own stuff. Just because
Yeah.
you don't know what the stuff
You
there's
don't know
like.
the area and
And if
stuff
it's
like that.
suitable for you, you know, because you don't know if the shampoo there will be good for you or, you know.
Yeah, of
and it's
course.
like-
Just basic necessities. But what was the weather like then?
It was really hot. It was so hot.
Imagine that in December and it's
Yeah.
still like blazing.
Yeah, but I think it was really nice. Even
Yeah.
though it was hot and really warm and, you know, it made it hard to complete Umrah in terms you'd get tired quick or
Yeah.
whatever.
Of course.
But I think it's really nice. Nice to see a different weather compared to England, where you see the same old, you know, rainy
Exactly.
weather.
Like here we were just having rubbish weather, December raining every single day. But, you know, in Saudi Arabia, it's always got that beautiful sun. And I like you said, it made it more enjoyable, I think, because the sun was out, you know. And I know you're definitely more of a summer person, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. So if it was raining or like cold weather, I think it would have been harder in a
Definitely
way.
a lot more harder.
But yeah. So, what do you think of Saudi Arabia? Do you think they promote their rich history and culture, do you think? What is the Saudi Arabian culture by seeing it firsthand? What do you think?
To be honest,
Is
when I
it-
was there, it was more of like, you know, just keeping the modesty. I'll say for me, that's what I thought their culture was, being modest, the woman, you know, covered in all ways. And you know, one thing I find really beautiful there, you don't wear makeup.
Yeah.
Obviously, makeup, you know, it's different for everyone. People enjoy wearing it, and you know, but one thing there, it's very rare to see someone wear makeup, and it's just like, you know, it was really nice to see that, because obviously you're going there for religious purpose, and like,
Yeah.
you're more focused on Allah than, you know, what you look like in a way,
Or
'Cause of-
your
appearance.
yeah.
Obviously you have to wear clean clothes, have a shower, everything, but it's not like, you know, you're wearing makeup and, you know, you forget about that stuff there.
You're not even thinking about it really. All your main priority is thinking how I'm gonna make the most out of my Umrah trip, you know?
Yeah, and I'd definitely say you forget your phone. That's a big thing for a lot of
Yeah.
us. We're like so like attached to our
Everyone's so
phones.
addicted to their phones, and there you must have like not even really picked up your phone.
No, not really. I didn't really want to use it. I wanted to make the most.
Just
Like,
be in the
of
moment.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really good thing then. An outcome is just taking a break from your phone, from social media, you know, and really connecting with your journey and, you know, finding a new sense of life, really. Well, do you feel closer to Allah since completing Umrah?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, I think I need to make more changes in terms of. I know it's a learning journey. I'm not going to get there 100%. I'm not going to fully be able to abide just yet and, fully cover. But I think it definitely has impacted me in ways, and like, it's made me realize this world is temporary.
Yeah.
And, you have to go back to Allah one day and just prepare for the hereafter and, have a clear heart, clear intentions towards people. No point holding grudges. Life is too short for that. So I'll say it definitely has changed me. It's made me more mature.
Yeah, you found like a new sense of meaning of life. You want to live a life that's more peaceful, where you feel more connected to your deen and you feel more connected with the people you want to, you're putting more energy and everything. But join us after the break while we take a deeper dive into Zoya's journey, and we also talk about Saudi Arabia as a whole, the culture, the history, the food. I'm hoping the food is going to be a good review.
Yeah, it was.
Good, but inshallah, join us after the break.
Stay tuned to Salam Radio after this short ad break.
For the top pizza in Peterborough, visit Top's Pizza, established in 1988 for delicious pizzas with freshly made dough daily. View the extensive and mouth-watering menu online at topspizza.co.uk, then choose from traditional tasty toppings, something different, or create your own with fresh 100% halal meats, salads, veg, and a great choice of sides too. Call into Top's Pizza, 52 Broadway, PE1 1SB. Call 01733 913 775 or order online for delivery or collection.
Worried your tenants could stop paying their rent during this cost of living crisis? Next Move Estate and Letting Agents are offering landlords 12 months rent in advance. You'll get your rent paid for the whole year in advance. No strings attached. Too good to be true? It really is that simple. So get in touch with us today for this extremely limited offer. Call Next Move now on 01733 641 642 to find out how we can help.
Do you own a restaurant or takeaway? Cater Fair is an expert supplier of new and used commercial catering equipment. Visit caterfair.co.uk for quality equipment on sale at the lowest prices, or call us on 01733 310 115 or visit us at 11 Royce Road, Fengate, Peterborough.
Peterborough. Who said good quality fried and grilled chicken has to be expensive? At Sam's, we take pride in every piece of chicken that leaves our kitchen. Just one bite of our chicken or burgers is all it takes to realise we are the best. Visit us at our brand new place at 333 Lincoln Road, PE1 2PF. Or order a delivery through Just Eat, Uber or Deliveroo. Sam's, the home of great tasting chicken for over 30 years.
Are you a savvy shopper searching for the best food deals? Look no further. Adams Cash and Carry can help you save big. We're not just a food wholesaler for takeaways and restaurants. We also welcome household customers at our warehouse in Westwood, Peterborough. Visit our website and enjoy wholesale prices on everything from drinks to flour, rice to burgers, and much more. To shop, go online and collect in store. Visit adamscashandcarry.co.uk today to start your savings spree.
Craving authentic Desi flavors? Look no further than Desi Restaurant. From midday until 1 in the morning, enjoy our homemade specialties that will transport your taste buds. Indulge in tantalizing papri chaat and savor the rich Chersi Kadahi. Treat your friends to our fresh 1 kilogram Chersi lamb handi. Plus, get 2 12-inch pizzas for $11.95. Located at 298 Lincoln Road, we deliver from lunchtime until 1 a.m. Call 01733 555 795 now to order and experience Desi Restaurant's flavors.
Assalamu alaikum, and you are back to tuning into Her Chronicles. So, Zoya, do you want to talk about the Saudi Arabian, like what the food was like there?
I'll say you get a variety of food. So it's not just like, the Arabic food or, it's like, any food you're looking for, you get it there. Fast food, Pakistani food, Bengali food, Indian food.
Wow, so completely all different cultural cuisines out there.
Yeah.
That's really good
definitely.
to see. But what was your favorite cuisine apart from Pakistani food? Because I know that is your favorite, and it should be your favorite because it is very nice. But did you try any other cultural cuisines out there?
I'm not going to lie, I didn't. I was sticking to fast food.
Oh, okay. What fast food?
Just burgers and
Oh, yeah.
pizzas and just
Was
the
that good there?
usual.
Was it like
It was-
fresh?
It was really nice there.
Better than here.
Way better than here. With me, I
Wow.
like Pakistani food, but I can't have it all the time.
Yeah,
I
I get what
prefer
you mean.
rice over curries and stuff like that.
And there's a lot of
But-
rice out there, isn't it?
There is. There's everything. Grilled food, so it wasn't just like you're just eating curries or rice all the time. There's
Yeah.
a mix of stuff.
When you were eating Pakistani food, what were you getting?
I think sometimes I would get biryani, grilled food, so seekh kebabs, grilled chicken, stuff like that.
That sounds really good. Did that make you feel like you're eating your mum's home cooking? Obviously, it won't beat your mum's home cooking,
Yeah.
but did you feel like you're back home slightly?
Definitely. And I felt like I was in Pakistan.
Wow, transported to Pakistan.
Yeah, because I haven't been in a while. So
Yeah.
I was kind of getting that, sense of belonging there. Like, you didn't feel left out or anything. It's like you're back in your own country or, you're not left out in a way.
Yeah. That's nice, especially people who maybe they feel homesick. So there's that, they can actually have access to their cultural cuisine and make them feel like they are at home and everything. But speaking of which, what do you feel like your treatment was from people living in Saudi Arabia, like as a Pakistani?
I
And it was-
wasn't expecting it to be like that. I was warned before by a friend because she lived in Saudi for a long time. She told me they are quite racist there. I didn't think much of it because I don't like to believe what I hear. Not saying I'm denying it, but I just, I like
You
to
don't
see
want to
and
believe
experience-
that. Yeah.
Until I know the person or, I'm there, then, it's for me to believe. Because, just because they experienced it doesn't mean you will experience it in a way.
Yeah.
Just looking at it from the positive side. But when we went there, I think the Arabs were quite racist towards Pakistanis, Bengalis, Indians.
So like South Asian
Yeah.
community. And in what way do you think it was like a hierarchy thing of Arabs thinking they're better than South Asians?
Definitely. From there, like,
Yeah.
it was just because, the South Asians there, obviously, I might be wrong. There may be some working at a very, a good level. They might be, really well off in Saudi because obviously I don't know everyone there.
Yeah, of course. But this
obviously-
is from what you've seen. Yeah.
From, like, the workers, most workers who are working near the masjid or wherever that is, mostly were South Asians. So I think the Arabs kind of like looked high on themselves in a way, and just because
Yeah.
the South Asians were working under them, they saw it as like,
I'm
a
better
way
than
to-
you,
yeah,
and
yeah, basically.
they're not treated with the same respect.
Yeah,
Would you
and
say?
it was not even them not being treated like that. We were from here, and normally when you go in, if I'm being honest, if you go into a country like Pakistan or India or anywhere, you get treated like VIPs there. When
Yeah.
you come from England, but there it's just like we don't care. You're Pakistani at the end of the day, so it was just it wasn't nice from that perspective. It was just
Yeah.
something I wouldn't want to face again.
You're definitely not the first person to kind of come to this conclusion, you know, from your experience. I think you don't even have to go there to kind of see, because, you know, you see YouTube videos of how it's predominantly South Asians doing what's, you know, considered as, you know, lower paid jobs and everything, but they're still doing an amazing job. But you don't really see South Asians doing, you know, like the really high paid jobs, or, you know, it doesn't seem like that opportunity is given to them, even though they could probably excel at that.
And they don't speak up about it.
Yeah.
Who are they meant to go to speak about it, this issue? You know, they just get on with it. They do their work and just get treated how they want in a way. So I think that's definitely something that should be addressed, and, you know, it's equality, especially in a place like that, you know.
You wouldn't think in a place where it's all about Islam, where we're all equal, we're all brothers and sisters, for them to actually be treated that way.
Yeah, obviously, when you go there, when you're doing your umrah and, you know, you're just there, I felt like, you know, I was equal to everyone. Like, you know, I didn't feel better or less. You know, you just feel like we're all equal. But then the people make you realize, like, you know, they make you kind of look down on yourself in a way.
Yeah.
Like, because of your ethnicity or, you know, your culture. It wasn't nice.
Yeah, it's like they're just identifying you as your ethnicity.
Yeah, that's
and
what you're
already
basic-
looking down at you.
And your colour, the colour of your skin. You're kind of like...
Oh, so a lot of colorism
Yeah.
issues there as well. Not to say just in Saudi Arabia,
Every country has that. Or maybe,
Yeah.
you know, it's everywhere. It's not specifically targeted at Saudi. There may be people like that in Saudi, but there may be very nice people. You know, it's not just saying that everyone there is like that, you know, all the Arabs. It's not that.
No.
You know, just some people. And we all have that, you know, some people in every, you know, cultural, ethnic, you know, background. Everyone has that. Obviously,
of
a
course.
place like that, you wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be addressed more, and they really do need to tackle this issue because it's really not okay anymore.
100%.
But if you had to pick between Medina or Mecca, I mean, you don't have to pick, but if you had to choose, like, what was kind of the best journey for you, which one would you choose?
From what I was told, everyone was like, you're going to love Medina. Alhamdulillah, I loved Medina, but I think I had a deeper connection with Mecca. Even when I was in Medina, I wanted to go back to Mecca.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know what
Why
it
is that?
was. I
Is
don't
it
know.
just-
I think just that connection and just wanted to go back.
Yeah.
I think in what makes it, you know, wanted me to go back was probably the way everyone was united in Mecca.
Yeah.
You know, they were just all together, and, you know, when you're doing your umrah, the main thing,
Mhm.
everyone's together regardless of your ethnicity, your age, you know, you're all doing it together. So that's something, you know, it's a sense of unity in a way. So I think that's something I was missing, and just, you know, the house of God, like being far away from there, and just, you know, that feeling like, what if I never come back?
Yeah.
I never get the chance to go back, and just, you know, it's really overwhelming. Obviously, Medina was nice too, but I say my heart was in Makkah
Yeah.
all the way.
What was, like, what did you do in Medina?
So obviously, both Makkah and Medina, we went to visit places,
Yeah.
you know, where the prophets were, or where the battles happened, and like where incidents happened, or, you know, wherever it was. And so we went to sightsee in a way, and it was just exploring the place itself. You know, really discover Islam. Because I think Islam is something, any religion, you have to really go out of your way to find more about it. And, you know, it's also about passion. If you're passionate about it, you know, you'd want to do everything. You want to go to them places and see what life was like and what really happened. So
Yeah.
it's definitely like, I think it wasn't more of going out. So people that, they'll probably think that, oh yeah, it's like a holiday. Definitely not a holiday. And even in Islam, it says you shouldn't think of this as a holiday, because
Yeah.
it's not. It's a time where you need to worship God and, you know, really find your roots and the background of Islam. So there was not much time for shopping and stuff like that. At times, we would get food late, or, it would just depend on, our timings. Like, for example, if we went to the masjid, then we prayed asr, or like stayed after in the masjid to, read the Quran, or, then we would get food.
Yeah.
Based on that, it wasn't just, it's quite different here. Here, you make time for other temporary things, but you forget, the Quran, other stuff. But there it's just more connected.
Alhamdulillah, that's a really great way of seeing it. I think, yeah, that is that kind of, I see especially on social media where it's like people do prefer Medina, but they also can be seen as treating it as a holiday, where they are getting shopping done, they are kind of seeing the sceneries and everything like that, which obviously you are allowed to do and everything, but like you said, when you're actually learning about Islam and you're seeing all the history behind it as well, like going to these places, how did you feel like going to these remarkable historical places?
I felt really blessed to go there and see them places and really find out more, because it's really easy to look online and watch YouTube videos, but I don't think it makes sense until you actually go to the places, see them for yourself, and really I feel like it's really overwhelming as well, because you realize this is what our prophets went through, this is what happened. It really hits you at the time.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're, obviously it's overwhelming when you see it on YouTube or any other social media platform or anything else, or hear it, for example, from a relative. But when you're actually in the place, it hits you.
Yeah. And what were you feeling in that moment?
I just felt, I felt really connected to Islam at that point. I could feel what the prophets had to kind of go through. Like living here, I couldn't imagine what they went through, the pain they had to go through. But the country there, like, it's really hot, and just seeing the places where the incidents or battles, for example, happened, and seeing how tough it may have been, it was really eye-opening for me. And that's why I could really feel what they may have experienced. But obviously no one can feel
how they actually felt,
because that's them in the time. And obviously they weren't fully equipped at the time.
They lived a very different life.
Yeah, so we can't imagine. That's beyond our, comprehension to think of how they were feeling at the time and what they felt like.
Yeah, that is so true. I mean, it must have been a very kind of sad feeling as well to know the hardships they went through. But alhamdulillah, they made, look at the outcome, and just the Muslims, how devoted they were, such a huge role model to us now of how to become a better person, how to have a purer heart and everything. Going back to what you said about, your one of the life lessons you learned was life is too short. Do you want to expand more on that, on why you that's what you took away the most?
I think because I was so, everyone, even my family, they were so, focused on worshipping God, and, it was just, getting on with it. You didn't have time for anything else. For example, your phone, you didn't have time to go out. It was just for the purpose of worshipping Allah and, finding more about the Islamic background and, stuff like that. So that really taught me, this life is temporary. To be honest, what most of us do here, especially the youngsters, just go on our phones, don't really make time for our families, not really make time for our religion in a way we should. Yes. Obviously, it's a learning kind of thing for everyone. I'm not saying you should be perfect or 100%. It's going to take time. But we're obviously not where we kind of should be. And it's there. When you're there at the time, you don't care about your phone or anything. You're more focused. So I think definitely it's the environment you're in as well.
Yeah, when you're in such a beautiful environment where you feel the peace and everything, you already feel so much more connected to your deen, where like it seemed all the problems you had at home just disappear because you realize that you should be grateful, and you think you've implemented those life lessons into your daily life now.
Yeah, and I'm getting there. Like I said, no one's perfect, and it's going to take time to be 100% one day, inshallah. But, I'm slowly getting there. And even if it's not, obviously you'd be slightly late or early when reading namaz, for example. But the main aim for me is to have a clean heart. I don't want to hurt anyone. That's the main important thing for me.
Having good intentions.
Yeah, definitely.
But I've never been to Umrah. I've not completed it yet. But inshallah, I would really want to. But how do you feel now that I've actually like completed it?
I'll say it's the biggest joy in my life I've experienced. The biggest blessing. Nothing can compare to that.
Yeah.
Literally. Because like I said, this world's temporary. Nothing's forever. But when you go there, you get to learn a lot. You learn to be patient. You learn, that we're all equal. Money's nothing. For a lot of people, money's everything. But you learn when you're there that it's not everything. The main thing is, being connected to Allah, making sure you're being a better Muslim every day, trying to be a better Muslim, and, being nice towards your family. Because some people, they may be so nice or well known or whatever it is. But their intentions, their heart, their attitude just says it all.
It doesn't matter about how much money you have, how many friends you have, how well you're known. It's about your heart, and if you have good or bad intentions, because all that stuff can be taken away from you within a second.
It does. Because think about it, in Allah's eyes, we're all equal. But it's just people, we don't realise that, maybe we don't want to understand that in ways.
Yeah.
So, going there really opens your eyes to everything that's happening around.
It's almost like you're given a new pair of eyes.
Yeah. I think it's easy. Like, when I heard people say it's a beautiful experience, it's easy to hear and, it's nice. But when you actually go through it yourself, you realise what people say. That is really an eye-opening experience and just, remarkable in words.
Well, I mean, if you could summarise your Umrah journey in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
I'd say, obviously, beautiful, astonishing in ways, and, again, beautiful. There's no word to describe the place, But one thing I would like to mention, which made me really emotional there, like, when you're walking towards masjid or, going there, and you're seeing homeless kids sitting on the floor, on the pavement, it's just so sad to see that, and it's just really overwhelming.
Wow.
It's like, people do what they can, they help them, but a lot of times they're kind of ignored.
Yeah.
Just because they're poor, in a way.
And like I said, it's like they look down on. And
yeah. It's like these kids are like 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old. Some of them, it's not even that they're not doing anything. Some literally sell pens, some sell, tissue. Like,
at 2 years old.
Yeah. They're just sitting on the floor, and it's just like, it's so, emotional when you're there. It's like, imagine our kids being in that situation.
Yeah. It really, really makes you think, like, wow. We think we live in such a equal world at times, but that's not the case. And it must have been so, like, no words, feelings, just looking at these kids. And then you're looking at people in Saudi Arabia, like the richest people in Saudi Arabia. And you think, wow, 2 completely different lives.
Yeah, and I think most of us, obviously, I may be wrong, most of us here, because Alhamdulillah, we do have quite a bit, and we're blessed in ways living in England or wherever people might be in a blessed country. We can't understand how them kids feel, how them adults feel who are living in poverty. It's beyond our understanding and thinking. It's so easy to feel what the Palestinian children feel like, thinking that they're going through a lot, but actually being in their shoes and going through what they're going through.
Yeah.
I think that's eye-opening, and that's something we can't, imagine.
Yeah. Looking at them, you automatically think, oh, how blessed am I, and what can, we do to help these suffering people who don't have access to food and water. Yeah, that you wanted to mention your cousin.
Yeah, if everyone can make dua, for my cousin, keep my family in your duas, because, he's in critical care in hospital, and he's autistic. So if you could make dua for my cousin Musa.
Inshallah, he does recover and people make dua.
Inshallah.
But yeah, Zoya. But as a whole, Umrah, when you get your, you got your sign to go and everything, and alhamdulillah, you've really made the most out of it. And I even noticed when you came back that you had this glow about you, and when you were talking about Islam, your eyes would light up. Not to say you weren't talking about Islam before, but it was a new sense of love and a new sense of a mindset. You came back a lot more like calmer, like you knew what you wanted. And I think you kind of also put in place boundaries, whether that was with family or friends or with yourself. And, so do you feel that like you had to kind of create these boundaries?
100%. I feel like my life's more organized in ways. I know where to put the boundary, The first dua I made when I saw the Hana Kaaba was just remove bad people from my life.
Yeah.
Do what's best for me. Because we can make dua for so much, but you don't know if it's good for you, So I think I left it up to Allah. Whatever happens with me, I think I'm just going to leave it up to Allah. Because, we Muslims, or like even people, we make plans about stuff. Okay, this is what we want to do in 5 years. Who knows when we're going to live till? So that's something I learned to do, just go with the flow and leave it up to Allah.
Yeah, have tawakkul all the time, full trust in Allah. Was that probably the biggest lesson you learned?
100%.
Yeah.
Because I like to plan things out. I like to say, this is what I'm doing in 2 years, this is what I'm doing next year, and it has to go this way in a way. You just have that expectation, but we forget. As humans, we forget that it's all up to Allah. Your life can change in seconds. So there's no point planning stuff, Just live in the moment and just have faith in Allah and your religion.
Always, there's always those people who think a lot into the future, and I used to be, but you have to realize you have to live in the present, and you constantly have to be aware of your surroundings and aware of the person you are. We can't live in the future yet because that's not happened, and we don't know if that's promised to us.
100%.
But yeah, that's why it sounds like you really made the most out of your journey. And did you, when it came to like reciting your du'as and everything, did you kind of have like a routine of reciting them?
Not really. I just done it whenever, before going Umrah, tried preparing for it whenever I had time, whether that was after uni or before going to bed. It's something you want to do. Like, you can't force it on yourself in a way.
Yeah.
Do it when you want to do it. And obviously, it hits you itself, like you're going Umrah, I want to learn this stuff. So I never forced it on myself, I done it. And alhamdulillah, it came in handy because obviously I knew what I was doing. Like, it wasn't like I was lost. And even if I didn't know, I had that Umrah guidebook with me, and that had everything I needed to know.
And that really helped you prepare for your journey mentally, probably knowing that you know what your intentions are, you know what you want out of this trip and everything. Did you feel like a sense of closeness to your family as well as you completed it with them?
Yeah, I think it was a good time to, be with your family, spend time with them. Because obviously here, everyone's busy in their own lives. Obviously you do get together, but it's only on occasions like Eid or, parties, birthday parties, for example. So it's not like you're with them all the time.
Yeah.
Because obviously I went with my uncle, my aunties, and a few of my cousins, and my parents and siblings. So that was a time for all of us, to be connected.
Okay. That's amazing to hear. Thank you, Zoya, for sharing your exhilarating and heartwarming story with us. I hope during this hour you can take away a better insight to the religious significance of Umrah, and also thank you for Zoya for sharing your personal growth and challenges and also lessons you've learned. Thank you for listening, and inshallah join me next Sunday 2 to 3 p.m. inshallah. Thank you. Hadafis.